What up YouTube, Topaz Yates back for another review, and this one is to that Amerie 4 a.m. Mulholland, and I'm gonna give it a solid yellow light. To be real with you, I can listen to this straight through, and it's somewhat enjoyable. It's just there's a bunch of things about it that I really didn't like that. Like, for instance, how heavy it is with the sound effects. And I understand, like, Amerie has never had the greatest of voices. You feel me? And that could help her to do some other things, man. And then on top of that, I know the whole wave of where music is right now with these quote-unquote singers in the music industry that can't hold a note worth anything. These individuals are clinging to effects like auto-tune and all of that stuff in order to be able to create these sounds that people are perceiving as them singing. I understand this, but yet the reality is that Amerie isn't that bad that she needs these audio effects and all of that stuff in order for her to actually have these notes. It would have been a good change of pace or if they just used it lightly, but they didn't have to use it so heavy on every track that the actual lyrics that's being said here begins to get blurred. You feel me? Like, things like that really irked me about this joint, man. On top of, it's a solid project that goes all the way through, but nothing amazing about any of these songs. As this is the first project that Amerie has released in like 9 years, and when I saw Amerie trending on Twitter, I'm like, this could go any way. And honestly, I feel as though the best case scenario was her trying to make a comeback as she's doing. As you know, depending on how this video does, I might review the second EP when that one finally does drop. But for now, we're just going to focus on this one. So let's go ahead and jump on it from the top. Starting with the song Curious, where the basic concept of this is her being curious about this new individual that she has in her life, her being curious on where the relationship can go and what is the relationship possibly if they dealing with each other and all that. And this is just the reality of relationships here. Like, the best parts of it is the beginning because you're curious about where everything is going to go. You never know what's going to happen. It's like when you finally understand the person and understand everything that they want to do and all that, a lot of people get bored with the relationships when they hit that level. But yet, when you're still getting to know people, when your attraction is still fresh and all of that, man, it's like the most exciting times of a relationship. And that's really what she's touching on there. The next song is Amnesia. Well, on this song, she's overtly just saying that we need to forget about some of these things that happened in the relationship that we had before that came to an end, and now we're going to give it a second chance. So these things, we need to scratch them things. And that's interesting in theory, you feel me? But in reality, this is why second relationships with the same person usually don't work. It's because everything that you disliked about them the first go round is going to come back and it's going to be as intense. Like, they're going to try to pretend like they can change. They're going to give you that whole speech like, I can change, I can do better and all of that. But the real talk is they showed you who they were and they're going to show you who they are again if you give them that second chance. The next song is that Not a Love song, where the title says it all here. It's not a love song. It's a smash song, which that's all cool. You feel me? And this is something that a lot of guys really be tripping out about. Like, you thinking that all these women out here just want to find someone to be with forever, relationships and all that, but they be going through the same emotions that we as guys have as well, where sometimes you just want to smash somebody close to you. As Amerie is breaking it down like, okay, this is no strings attached, there's no love here, nothing like that. This is just something that we should do, getting caught up in the moment right now. And that's all fair in the game. The next song is The Wall, where this is a song just about attraction and a bunch of it is about being in the club and she's like, don't just leave me hanging on to this wall. I'm really attracted, like we need to go ahead and seal this deal right here. The next song is the title track, that 4 a.m. in Mulholland. And this one is all but it's late night, 4 o'clock in the morning, and she's going from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And she's pretty much just trying to seek out somebody to connect with Like she's trying to get the stars to align this late at night in order for things to happen between them. And that becomes that much more clear when you realize Mulholland is a spot within LA. You feel me? So she's riding around LA trying to connect with this person, trying to see if the stars is going to align up for her for that night. The next track is that A Heart for the Breaking and such, which this may be the most intriguing song of them all, to be real with you, where this song is pretty much talking about how dirty relationships end up becoming. See, people play relationships dirty. As Amerie is questioning, do two wrongs make a right? She's pretty much just looking at it like, in a relationship, somebody does wrong, so because of that wrong, that person's gonna go out and do wrong and all of that. Like, for example, I've seen it in a bunch of people's relationships when one person in the relationship cheat, then the other person feels as though, okay, you're gonna do that, I'm gonna get my revenge and cheat on you. That's kind of how relationships continue to go back and forth with people doing wrong with each other. So with all of these people doing wrong to each other, the only thing that's consistent and standard that we all will know is that the people involved are hurting each other. Pretty much just the way that relationships are being played out here, dude. Everybody's heart is broken. And the last song is probably my least favorite song, and it's that See Me Cry, where the basic concept of it is how she's talking about how she goes above and beyond to do anything for this particular guy and all of that, but yet he goes out of his way to break her heart. Like, why do you want to see me cry? Because I'm trying to be the best person I can be for you. And I've seen this in relationships all too often too. This is when you realize, okay, this person doesn't really like you like that no more. Like, the relationship has run its course, but you're trying to hold on to it, and this person is going out of their way to hurt you at every turn so that you'll end up getting the picture. Overall, all the songs are rather enjoyable and can be played from top to bottom, as I said from the beginning. It's just not one of these songs am I like, okay, I have to download this. I have to have this on my playlist. I have to listen to this all the time. Because it's good music, but it's not great music. And in the time and age where there's a lot of great music being released, maybe not from the mainstream, maybe not from a lot of these known acts that you always be peeping out for, but from people who's just randomly releasing music on the underground and such, man, with so much good music being released at all times, I hardly have time for a project of this caliber, which I'm gonna give a solid 7 out of 10. Definitely one I recommend you to go ahead and peep out, but nothing much more than that. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.